5. Holmes and I went a safe distance and watched the house. "You must have seen more than I did, Holmes," I said while we waited. "No, we saw the same things. I just deduced more." "I didn't see anything strange but the bell rope." "What about the vent?" Holmes asked. "Lots of houses have them. Besides, it's so small, a rat could hardly get through. It can't mean much." "Ah, but it does," said my friend. "It's all in the timing. A vent is put in, a cord is hung, and a lady who sleeps in the bed nearby dies. And didn't you notice that the bed had been clamped to the floor? The lady couldn't have moved it if she would wanted to. It would always be that close to the bell pull and vent." "That is strange," I admitted. We kept our watch. At about 11 o'clock we saw a lamp shine out. "Our signal," said Holmes. "We must be very quiet, Watson, and never let down our guard. Our lives and the lady's depend on it." We climbed in through the window. Holmes sat on the bed and laid his cane beside him, along with a box of matches and a candlestick. I sat in the chair, my army revolver by my hand. Hours passed. We lit no light and spoke no word, just sat, alert to every sound. The village clock struck 12, then 1, 2, and 3. Just past 3, we heard a rustle of movement in the doctor's room. Some minutes later, we heard a strange sound, like the small hiss of steam escaping from a kettle. Holmes leaped to his feet, lit the candles, then began lashing furiously at the bell pull with his cane. "See it, Watson?" he yelled loudly. "Do you see it?" I saw nothing. As Holmes lashed and yelled, however, we heard a low whistle. My friend's face was deadly pale and full of horror, but he stopped swinging the cane and stared up at the vent. Suddenly the night was ripped by the most horrible scream I have ever heard. It grew louder and louder, then faded into an echo. "It's all over," said my friend. "Let's go to the doctor's room." Holmes lit the lamp, and we went to the hall, where he knocked twice on Dr. Roylett's door. No answer. He turned the knob, and we entered. In the flickering candlelight, we saw a horrible scene. The door of the safe stood open. Beside it sat Dr. Grimsby Roylott, in a long robe and slippers. Across his lap was the odd leash we had seen earlier. His head was thrown back, and his face was frozen into a dreadful stare. Tight around his brow was an odd yellow band, with brownish speckles. "The band," whispered Holmes, "the speckled band." Just then the band moved, twisting up to reveal itself as a huge serpent. "Stand back," cried Holmes. "That's a swamp adder, the deadliest snake in India. Its bite kills within seconds." He snatched up the leash, slipped his loop around the adder's head, and tossed it into the safe, slamming the door shut. It clanged with the sound of falling metal, as Miss Stoner had described. "Let's get Miss Stoner to a safe place," said Holmes. "Then we'll call in the police."